Welcome to this morning's morning mindset. We are continuing right now our topic of virtual assistant manifestation. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is a wonderful sunny Wednesday morning. I will get the day right. Wednesday morning. Today is our final day on the VA manifesting topic, although I do think this is quite an interesting topic. We might continue it. But I wanted to talk to you today about something else which is quite specific to the manifesting process, and you may find it easier than doing some of the other more law of attraction-y type of things, although they are very similar. So before we get into our accountability today, we're going to talk about another topic relating to VA manifesting. For those of you who don't know, my name's Michelle Dale, coming here from virtual co-working space, and this is our morning mindset. Now, something that I am putting inside my One Sourcing program in the client module is probably something that is a little bit unusual in terms of a business program, but for me it's completely and utterly essential and normal. And if I left this out of this level, I would be doing you guys a disservice. So this is why I'm including this particular topic inside the client level, because one of the biggest issues that that VAs face is oftentimes attracting clients. And without attracting the clients, we can have the most organized, best business in the world, but we won't be making any money, so therefore we won't feel like we've actually got a business, obviously, if we're not serving clients. So a lot of people will be like, how do I get a client? How do I get a client? Now, obviously, there are various different techniques to be able to get clients, attract clients, get clients onto consultations with you, secure clients, many things that you could potentially do. We obviously go through these techniques inside the program, but there is one particular technique that I feel needs to be backed up, like to back up all the other techniques in order to make the other techniques function. And that is the premise of the law of assumption. Now, we've heard of the law of attraction. I'm talking specifically about the law of assumption. So they're very similar but slightly different. So attraction is about I want to say, in a way, controlling your thoughts and feelings, but using your thoughts and your feelings and your energy to attract things into your life. Whereas the law of assumption is about assuming they are already there. So they do kind of connect and work together. But the law of assumption, I feel, is much more suited to the more practical people out there who are wanting to use these techniques. Law of attraction to me sometimes feels a little bit woo-woo. It can sometimes feel like, is it working? Is it not working? That type of thing. Whereas law of assumption, I feel, is a little bit more definite for people. And it is literally about making the assumptions that the things that you already want to achieve have occurred. So in this case, potentially, you're already working with that client. You're not attracting that client into your life. You are already working with that client. You have to put your put your mind in the space of already assuming it's happened, which can sometimes be quite difficult. But the principles and the things that we do in daily accountability contribute to that. When we visualize our goal, we visualize ourselves in the goal having already happened. We are essentially working towards creating that law of assumption that it's already there, so all of these things contribute. But there is one thing I want to share with you that you might find quite interesting. So it's something called robotic affirmations. Now, a lot of people will have difficulty feeling the feelings of things that aren't already there. And if you need a solution to that, robotic affirmations may be able to help you. So there was this story once about this gentleman, I forget his name now, I think it might have been Robert or something like that, but he like literally for 16 hours straight locked himself in a room and did these robotic affirmations. And then I think it was actually probably Neville Goddard did it. And then in the end, he manifested what he wanted within weeks. Now, robotic affirmations are almost like when you find it hard to believe that something has already happened when it hasn't, and you're one of those very down-to-earth, realistic people who's like, well, I can't believe I got $1 million because I don't have $1 million, you know. Robotic affirmations might actually be able to help you. So the key to robotic affirmations is you keep them extremely short, like mega short, so you can literally repeat it to yourself over and over again in your mind and you won't even think about it. Also, there is something that some people refer to as earworms. I think that's a horrible terminology, but it's when, like, for example, when you hear a song on the radio and you can't get that song out of your head and you're repeating that song in your head, you want to have the same relationship with the affirmation. So sometimes you'll take the affirmation and then you'll stick the affirmation to a beat of a song. Okay, so depending on the songs that you know, tend to pick up in your mind, or if there might be songs that keep repeating over in your mind. I used to do this a lot when I was a kid, actually, to learn lyrics. I would just literally listen to a song on repeat. But I never considered until later in life that I needed to change the lyrics to something that was going to be a bit more self-serving. So basically, robotic affirmations is you take a very super simple affirmation, like, I got the client, I got the client, I got the client, or, you know, I got the job, or whatever it is that you want to, you know, take. And then you start repeating that to yourself over and over again, intentionally. I got the client, I got the client, I got the client, I got the client. And you can do this out loud. Apparently it's more powerful when you do it out loud, although I often do it inside my head and I just kind of think of it throughout the day and stuff like that. And then when you hear a song, you can start then applying that same affirmation to the song that you are hearing. So, you know, to the beat of the song. You took Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, you know, got a fast car. You would be so like, I got the client, I got the client, you know, something like that. Okay. So you basically find ways to put this in your brain like a cracked record, and that repeatedly, doing that repeatedly until you actually have achieved the goal is one way. They call it robotic affirmations. You can go and look them up. Loads of people talk about them. Is one way to get what you want when you are struggling with, you know, like actually getting to the place. I always feel like this is the prequel to the visualization, because the visualization is really something so powerful. You need to be able to see things in your mind's eye. I mean, I remember this dress that I had in my wardrobe that I literally had stuffed in my wardrobe, you know, before doing the biohacking thing. And then I decided this is a dress that I would love to get in. Absolutely could not see any way to do it other than I'm going to visualize myself standing in this dress, looking in the mirror at myself in this dress. And that's what I did. And about 6 weeks later, I was literally standing in the dress. And I'd never done that before. I'd never done that visualization before. I'd never seen myself in that dress before. And then suddenly everything shifted around. And I was then physically standing in that dress as it had been in my mind's eye. So visualization is extremely powerful, and it's extremely important to this whole process. You need to be able to see it before you can achieve it. But if you are somebody who is really struggling with the visualization aspect, try doing robotic assumptions. I got the client, I got the client, I got the client. Just keep repeating it to yourself over and over. If you're not doing it on autopilot in the beginning, you can set a timer on your phone, set specific times that you're going to do it for as long as you can possibly do it. Okay, so if you can only manage 10 minutes, morning, afternoon, evening, just do the 10 minutes. If you can manage up to half an hour, just do that. Repeat the affirmations. I distinctly remember doing this in quite a low point of my life, actually. I was pregnant at the time, I had a couple of kids, and I was feeling like things weren't like, I was feeling really overwhelmed, to be honest with you, but with everything that I had to do. And then I had this massive bill come through, and I needed to make like 20 grand in no time at all. So the first thing I did, and my go-to, was literally robotic affirmations, because my energy and my vibration was so low, it was so in the pits. It was just like, how am I supposed to feel happy about all this? And I've got all this stuff going on. My hormones were all over the place because I was pregnant. I was in the between traveling and in between countries, so I was just generally feeling very unsettled at the time. So I dedicated myself to robotic affirmations, and I think it was probably, again, around roughly the same period of time, about 6 weeks later, I had unexpected income of 20 grand come in. So I was able to do it and achieve it even on low vibration and low frequency through the robotic affirmations of just simply mindlessly repeating. So that's the thing I wanted to share with you. Definitely do try it out. See if it's something that could potentially work for you. And at the end of the day, all we're doing here is sharing techniques and sharing things where if you're struggling with one way of doing things, there are other ways. You know, there's more than one way. That's a horrible saying, isn't it? It's a cat or something like that. There's more than one way to cook a chicken, and then there's more than one way to achieve what it is you're looking to manifest. So this is something that you might find quite helpful. So now on that subject, we are now going to switch into our daily accountability. This is non-negotiable, and remember, visualization is a huge part of this. So if you are struggling with the visualization aspect of it, try adding in some robotic affirmations, and then you will start to put yourself into the place of being able to see more clearly what it is you are looking to manifest. And again, it has to be something very highly specific. Like I said, I chose a specific dress that I owned in my wardrobe that I couldn't fit into, and I visualized myself in that dress, wearing that dress. So you need to come up with the same thing with clients, whether you visualize yourself working with a specific client, whether you visualize yourself sending an invoice to a client for a specific amount. It has to be specific. So let's get on with our daily accountability, and we'll be back here again tomorrow. We will have our card reading session tomorrow, so we'll be doing our oracle messages, so where you pick 1, 2, or 3, or more than one card, and we'll see what comes up there for you tomorrow. But in the meantime, have a beautiful day ahead. Happy midweek. I will see you back here tomorrow, and don't forget, now we're doing our accountability. Thank you so much, guys.
Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before. Thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.